Or they try to.
Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of the Pittsburgh Business Virgin. We're joined here with Marc Shein from Atlantic Territories, and what we want to talk about in this segment is advice and surprises. Marc, what advice would you give to people making that leap and starting their own business in your type of an industry?
It would kind of going back to what we ended on the last segment was marketing. Again, most people that if they're going to start a business, I think they're good at what they do, but all of the other things that go along with it is trying to find your client and getting your name out there, and how do you do it, especially in a small city like Pittsburgh. It's for the lack of a better word or phrase, it's a good old boys network.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, and getting in there.
It's a big little town.
It is. That's exactly right. So doing things the right way. That marketing is I think something that most people tend to think about last, and I think that's one of the things you need to think about first.
How do you market your business? The Pittsburgh Business Virgin.
That's it. Things like this. More for me, cold calling. Is certainly something that I think everybody needs to do. It keeps you grounded, and it certainly gets results. But networking, referral-based business is really the best business that you can get. And then the other things that I found is doing things that show that you're an expert at what you do. For me, for instance, I'm on the Planning and Zoning Commission for my local municipality, and when people hear that and they hear that you're helping, it's twofold for me. I'm helping my community, and it does let people know that I know what I'm doing about when it comes to real estate. So those types of things, whether you can teach a class somewhere, just
be involved.
Be involved.
Be involved. Like you said, with a place like Pittsburgh, where everybody seems to know everybody, and you can kind of it's the 7 degrees of separation. You can get to anybody through meeting a couple people. It's do well by people and be out there in front of people and let people know what you do. Yeah,
it sounds cliche, but I think there's just a lot of merit in that. And just be helpful, and that's hard as well for a small business owner. Is when do you stop being an information giver and really just helping, and starting business for yourself as well? Asking people for money, getting people to sign contracts. Absolutely, it's a hard thing for people to do, I've noticed, and but that is also something that lends itself to, hey, I'm serious about what I do. I'm serious in helping you.
Yeah, and to that point, I think and even our business and giving financial advice becomes similar, and something that we learned, and guy David Mullen talks about is having transitions. So, when people are going to come, you're in a position to be an expert. When people ask you questions, you want to kind of give them enough information. But if you'd like to learn more, I can certainly set up some time to sit down and talk to you about how I can help you and your business.
Certainly.
And kind of with regard to that, being that we got you here and you're the expert in looking for a commercial real estate in the area, for those business owners that are out there that may be looking to expand, go to a bigger shop, looking for something different from that point, what kind of tips would you give someone in that area?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest mistake that businesses make when they're looking for real estate is not giving themselves enough time to find the property. They're not understanding of the process, and by the time you find it, negotiate the lease, have to move, you're going to be in for anywhere between 6 months up to a year, potentially a year and a half, and then you have to coordinate that with your current lease terms. So you got to think about this stuff well in advance. And if you're too late and they come to me, hey, I need office space in in the next 2 months, it's going to be very difficult. And then as everybody knows, negotiating a deal when you're under the gun is not the easiest thing to do.
A motivated buyer, so it doesn't always get the best results from that standpoint. Of,
absolutely,
being able to negotiate from there. So sounds good. What now that you're a couple years into Atlantic Territories, what are some of the maybe aha moments or surprises that you had in starting your business that you maybe you didn't see when you first started?
It's not so much about my business as it is learning about my customers. I always felt if I could do the real estate whether it's leasing, selling, that everybody would know what that process entails, because at the end of the day, I'm not that smart, but
neither is the guy that usually sits here.
But what I realized was that people are good at what they do, and they're not necessarily good at what other people do. So so for instance,
which is good because we all have jobs.
Absolutely. So Atlantic Territories, that is what the way we like to look at it is. Most of our clients don't pay us. Landlords pay us, so it's a free service to most of our clients, and we are basically an extension of their business. So it's something like I'm your employee. You manage me. Let me do all the work. Let all the people in your company do what they do to make you money or to make that company money. Don't take time away from somebody to do this portion of the job, and that should be for whether it's real estate or anything else along.
That makes sense, and sounds like the first thing people should look at when doing that is to go to www.atlanticterritories.com, and we'll break there for come back with our last segment, talking about how to grow the business and go to the next level. Thanks again for that segment. I think it's very good stuff. We'll be back. Check us out on iTunes and Facebook or wherever.
Also the PittsburghBusinessVirgin.com.